Welcome to Read to Me, Auntie. I'm Auntie, and today we're going to read a fun book about an animal that runs for president. A duck for president. What do you think a duck would do as president? I think a duck would make it to where there was a law where you couldn't eat ducks. I think they would make a law where you had to take bread to duck ponds every single day and feed the ducks. I think it'd be things like that, don't you think? Well, I think it's a good time to read a book about voting, and we're going to see what happens when this duck, or if the duck even becomes president. So many questions. Let's get to reading. Duck for President by Doreen Cronin, illustrated by Betsy Lewin. Running a farm is very hard work. At the end of each day, Farmer Brown is covered from head to toe in hay, horsehair, seeds, sprouts, feathers, filth, mud, muck, and coffee stains. He doesn't smell very good either. The animals have chores to do too. Pigs clean under the beds, cows weed the garden, sheep sweep the barn, and duck has to take out the trash, mow the lawn, grind the coffee beans. At the end of each day, the pigs are covered in lint bunnies, the cows are covered in weeds, the sheep are covered in dust, and duck is covered in tiny bits of grass and espresso beans. Duck did not like to do chores. He did not like picking tiny bits of grass and espresso beans out of his feathers. Why is Farmer Brown in charge anyway, thought Duck. What we need is an election. He made a sign and hung it up in the barn. The sign says, Farmer Brown must go. Farm election tomorrow. The next morning, Farmer Brown found a poster on his front door. Vote Duck for a kinder, gentler farm. Farmer Brown was furious. He ran to the barn and found the animals registering to vote. Voter registration. Voters must 1. Live on the farm, 2. Show a valid ID, 3. Be at least this tall. The mice got together and protested the height requirement, so Duck crossed it off. On election day, each of the animals filled out a ballot and placed it in the box. The vote was counted and the results were posted on the barn wall. Farmer Brown got 6 votes. Duck got 20 votes. Farmer Brown demanded a recount, and 1 sticky ballot was found stuck to the bottom of the pig, right there. The new tally was Farmer Brown 6, Duck 21. The voters had spoken. Duck was officially in charge. Running a farm is very hard work. At the end of each day, Duck was covered from head to toe in hay, horsehair, seeds, sprouts, feathers, filth, mud, muck, and coffee stains. Running a farm is no fun at all, thought Duck. That night, Duck and his staff started working on Duck's campaign for governor. Vote for me. I'm a duck, not a politician. Duck left Farmer Brown in charge and hit the campaign trail. He visited small-town diners. He marched in parades. He went to town meetings. He gave speeches that only other ducks could understand. Probably because he was saying quack, 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 quack. On election day, the voters filled out their ballots in booths all over the state. The vote was counted and the results were posted in the local paper. Mrs. Governor, 299,999. Duck, 300,000. The governor demanded a recount. 2 sticky ballots were found stuck to the bottom of a plate of pancakes. The new tally was Mrs. Governor, 299,999. Duck, 300,002. The voters had spoken. Duck was officially in charge. Running a state is very hard work. At the end of each day, Duck was covered from head to toe in hairspray, ink stains, scotch tape, fingerprints, mayonnaise, and coffee stains. And he had a very bad headache. Running a state is no fun at all, thought Duck. That night, Duck and his staff started working on posters for the presidential election. A duck for change. I like Duck. Duck making us proud again. Duck left his staff in charge and hit the campaign trail. He kissed babies in local diners. He rode in parades. He gave speeches that only other ducks could understand. He even played the saxophone on late-night television. On election day, the voters filled out their ballots in booths all over the country. The vote was counted and the results were announced on CNN. Decision America, Mr. President, 50,546,165 votes. Duck, 50,546,170 votes. Duck defeats president. The president demanded a recount. 10 sticky ballots were found stuck to the bottom of the vice president. The new tally was Mr. President, 50,546,165 votes. Duck, 50,546,180 votes. The voters had spoken. Duck was officially in charge. Running a country is very hard work. At the end of each day, Duck was covered from head to toe in face powder, paper cuts, staples, security badges, Secret Service agents, and coffee stains. And he had a very bad headache. Running a country is no fun at all, thought Duck. Then he checked the help wanted ads. Duck needed no experience necessary, must be able to mow the lawn and grind coffee beans. Duck left the vice president in charge and headed back to the farm. At the end of each day, Farmer Brown is now covered from head to toe in hay, horsehair, seeds, sprouts, feathers, filth, mud, muck, and coffee stains. And Duck, well, he's working on his autobiography, which is a book about his life. The end. I think that Duck is really going to appreciate his job on the farm because that's where he's supposed to be. You know, a lot of times in our lives, we think, oh, if I could just do this, it would be so great. And I would be so happy if I could just go over to my friend's house and play, or if I could just have that one toy. But you know what? What we need to do is we need to be thankful for where we are. Paul wrote in the Bible that I am content wherever I find myself. No matter what the situation, I'm determined to be content. And you know where he wrote that Bible verse? He wrote it while sitting in jail. He was sitting in a dark, cold, lonely jail cell, writing the verse, no matter what situation I find myself in, I am going to be content. If you can be content in jail, my goodness, you can be content anywhere. And that's what I tell my kids all the time. We're going to work on being content with right where we're at. So if you start to feel yourself get pouty and sad and want to have all the yucky feelings, you start listing the things off that you're thankful for. I'm thankful that I am safe and warm and I have all these blessings around me. Just start doing that and it helps you be content. And you know what else? I got a lot to say about this book today. I am very thankful that we, just like all those animals and people, all the people in the country and the people who voted for Duck for governor, I am thankful that in America we have the right to vote. And people fought in wars. They gave their lives. People gave up their daddies and their mommies to go fight in wars so that we could have the right to vote. I'm very thankful for the country we live in, aren't you? Well, I'm very glad you came and read this very, very important book with me about a duck becoming president. Who would have thought? We read all kinds of fun books on this channel, so make sure you check out other videos, like and subscribe, and remember that the most important book in the whole wide world is that one I was talking about earlier, where Paul had written in. It's called the Bible. And that's because it has the answer to everything we need in life, and we should read it every single day. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.